Welcome back to the Time to Wake Up. In today's video, we'll be delving into one of the most controversial and dark chapters in South American history, Operation Condor. This clandestine multinational intelligence and security operation left a trail of suffering, political intrigue, and international implications that continue to resonate today. Before we dive into the details of Operation Condor, let's set the stage by understanding its historical context. The 1970s was a tumultuous time in South America. Many countries in the region were facing social and political upheaval, and Cold War tensions were running high. It's in this environment that Operation Condor was born. The Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union had global repercussions. South America was no exception. The United States was concerned about the spread of communism and leftist movements in the region, and this fear shaped its foreign policy. Operation Condor was initiated by South American governments, including Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, and Bolivia, who were worried about the rise of left-wing movements and sought to cooperate in eliminating perceived threats. They believed that by working together, they could more effectively combat political dissent and opposition. Operation Condor was shrouded in secrecy, making it challenging to comprehend its full scope. However, we can shed some light on its key components and strategies. The cornerstone of Operation Condor was intelligence sharing. Participating countries exchanged information about political dissidents and activists across borders, making it easier to track and capture these individuals. This network allowed for real-time monitoring of the activities and movements of potential threats. Agents from one country would often operate within another country to apprehend or eliminate targets. This approach allowed the governments involved to evade responsibility and accountability for their actions. In some cases, individuals were illegally detained and transported across borders, making it even more challenging for them to seek help or legal protection. Tragically, many individuals targeted by Operation Condor were subjected to torture and often killed. These actions resulted in the deaths and disappearances of thousands of people, leaving families and communities devastated. The brutal methods used were designed to intimidate and silence anyone perceived as a threat. The United States' role in Operation Condor remains a subject of controversy and debate. Declassified documents have revealed that the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, had knowledge of, and in some cases supported, these operations. The U.S. involvement can be partially attributed to its Cold War interests in the region. Fearing the spread of communism, the U.S. supported authoritarian regimes in South America that participated in Operation Condor. In their view, supporting these governments was a way to prevent the spread of communism and maintain stability. While the extent of U.S. involvement is still a matter of debate, it is evident that the U.S. government had knowledge of the activities taking place and provided various forms of support to participating governments. This support may have included training, equipment, and funding, which further enabled the actions of Operation Condor. One of the most troubling aspects of Operation Condor is the widespread human rights abuses it entailed. Activists and dissidents were subjected to brutal treatment, including torture and forced disappearances. Torture was a common practice in the operation. Victims often endured physical and psychological abuse that left lasting scars. This brutal treatment was meant not only to extract information but also to send a chilling message to potential opposition. One of the most sinister aspects of Operation Condor was the forced disappearances of individuals. They would be apprehended, often without a warrant or due process, and then vanish without a trace, leaving their families in agonizing uncertainty. Many of these individuals were never seen again, leaving behind families who desperately searched for answers. Many individuals targeted by Operation Condor were killed without any form of legal process. These extrajudicial killings were carried out under the veil of secrecy, making accountability nearly impossible. These acts were often perpetrated with impunity, and their perpetrators were rarely brought to justice. In the years following the end of the Cold War, efforts have been made to bring those responsible for Operation Condor to justice. This has led to some prosecutions and convictions, with varying degrees of success. Some leaders involved in the operation, such as Augusto Pinochet in Chile, faced international condemnation and legal actions for their roles in these activities. Pinochet, who had ruled Chile with an iron fist, was detained in the United Kingdom in 1998, leading to a high-profile legal battle. Ultimately, he was not extradited to Spain, where he faced charges of human rights abuses, due to health concerns. In some countries, Truth and Reconciliation Commissions have been established to investigate and document the human rights abuses that occurred during Operation Condor. These commissions aim to uncover the truth about the past, provide a space for victims to share their stories, and promote healing and reconciliation. The legacy of Operation Condor continues to cast a long shadow over South American politics and society. The wounds inflicted during this dark period are far from healed, and they continue to influence the region's dynamics. Operation Condor has left a deep scar on South American politics, contributing to ongoing political divisions and suspicions. The legacy of authoritarianism and the abuse of power still affect the political climate in many of these countries. Human rights organizations continue to advocate for justice and remembrance for the victims of Operation Condor, pushing for accountability and the acknowledgement of past wrongs. Many families of victims are still searching for answers and closure, and activists tirelessly work to ensure that the perpetrators of these crimes are held accountable. Operation Condor is a stark reminder of the lengths to which governments can go in the name of national security. This covert operation left a trail of suffering, and its consequences are still felt today. As we reflect on this dark chapter in South American history, it's essential to remember the victims and work towards a more just and accountable future. Thank you for joining us on the Time to Wake Up channel for this in-depth exploration of Operation Condor. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on important historical and social issues. Remember, it's essential to stay informed and vigilant to ensure that such tragic events do not happen again. Operation Condor serves as a chilling reminder of the need to protect human rights and promote accountability in all corners of the world.